Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Geeking Out podcast. I am the Athletic Geek, joined by.
Organoid Zero. Woo!
Woo. So, today we are going to talk about kind of a show that really kind of started, I'd say, a show that started a trend when it comes to superhero media as we know it now, and
Yeah.
that is the show
For
Arrow.
better or for worse.
For better or for worse, that is the show Arrow, starring Stephen Amell as Oliver Queen and a lot of other people that I just can't think of right now. Hang on, I'll
Katie
pull up
Cassidy as Laurel.
Laurel.
David Ramsey as Diggle. Or
Yeah,
I believe it's
David Ramsey Diggle.
David Ramsey. Yeah. So I know Dave Ramsey's the the savings guy. I believe it's David Ramsey. I could be wrong. Uh, Katie Lotz
As White Canary.
as White Canary, Sarah Lance. Oh, my favorite character on the show. Papa Lance. Shoot, Paul Blackthorne. He becomes like my favorite
Yeah,
character in the entire show
John
after he gets his
Barrowman
yeah after he
is
gets
in
his head out
it.
of his ass.
Emily Betrickert.
Yeah, a lot of good people.
Yeah, a lot of
Cody Rhodes at one point.
Cody Rhodes for a couple episodes. Yes. Um, but we're here to talk about season one, so
Yes.
Cody's not there for that. There was no adrenaline in our souls
No.
for
Or,
for,
or
for
oh my
season one.
God, it's Cody Rhodes.
Um, so when did you first hear about this show?
Oh boy. So I knew it happened when it happened, but like I was not a person that watched Smallville.
Right,
So then Arrow happened, and then the first time that I caught interest in Arrow was after everyone bitched about it, and that was in season
really.
three. That was in season three when they did everything with the League of Shadows, League of Assassins, all that. So then I'm like, okay, I need to see if this is just the bitching or whatever. Now I'm going to say that season was not perfect, but using the League of Assassins in that season the way they did made perfect sense because Batman didn't exist. So
Right.
I'm one of those people that did. But then I went back and watched it because I started watching Arrow when I started watching The Flash.
Hmm. So you did not start off with the show out the gate.
No. Once the
Okay.
Flash started, I reverted back because that was during season three, and then I was like, went back, rewatched it. I'm
Right.
like, okay, I really like this. I really like Stephen Amell. I really like all the way it's through. I get why they have him acting certain ways because you literally couldn't do Batman on TV for legal and stupidity reasons with Warner Brothers for multiple things with their rules. But yeah, I after I got into it, I liked it.
So I first heard about it because at the time I actually went on comic book resources and used that as an avenue to communicate with other comic book fans
Yeah,
and what have you. Before I really learned what a stupid and toxic place that is.
everyone took the
But
bit. Everyone did. Don't worry.
yeah, but any hoozles. And I remember seeing an ad for the show, and I'm kind of like, oh, Arrow, like, is this Green Arrow? Like, what is it? I kind of, you know, because keep in mind that while we were in kind of the time period of the Dark Knight trilogy and the
Yep.
MCU, and the comic book media had made a comeback after Batman Robin
Mm-hmm.
kind of made it fall on its ass for a little while.
Oh yeah.
Um, it became okay to do those things, but at the same time, while I did enjoy parts of Smallville. The whole idea behind Smallville was it's a superhero show, but it's not.
It's his life before he becomes Superman,
Yeah,
but we
the
can't do anything about that.
well, I mean, in the whole, um, I believe Smallville ended the previous year,
It's something like that.
a year or
It
two.
was a
Like
yeah.
Smallville came to an end, I want to say in
Uh,
the spring of 2011, and then in the fall of 2012 we got Arrow. Um,
it ended
so
in May 2011, or
yep,
yeah, May 2011. And when did Arrow start? October 2012.
okay. So so you'd had about a year and a half ish since Smallville ended, but Smallville, the whole thing was, their whole credo was no flights, no tights. He
Yep.
is not Superman. He's Clark. This is not a superhero show.
Until they had
It,
the Justice League in it.
but yeah, but they kind of, when you want to sell it to CW, or the WB when it first started and
Yeah.
everything, you know, while yes, that network had done action before, they had Charmed and they had Buffy along with Smallville, superheroes were not their target, like people like us.
Mm-hmm.
And for what I can speculate, most people who would tune into this podcast, most, not all,
Yeah.
um, we are not their target demographic. They did not want nerdy people like us watching their hip, cool TV shows
Teen
featuring attractive
dramas.
people, teen dramas featuring attractive people.
Yeah.
We were, you know, we were Hot Topic, and they were in that network was Abercrombie and Fitch.
Yes.
You know, and but they had a good concept for a show with Smallville,
Yeah.
hence they were able to. I mean, granted, you had some hardcore comic fans. This is not good. This is not what I want to see,
Yeah.
and I can understand that logic. But for me at the time of Smallville, this is all going to relate back to Arrow.
Yeah.
Trust me on this one. Um, I was just happy to see a show like that.
Yeah.
So fast forward to when Arrow comes out, it's like, okay, I can still tell they're not trying to go full sail into it because it's just Arrow.
Yep.
He's not Green Arrow. But at the same time, it's like, well, okay, we're getting a little more into our realm
They're allowing him to be Green Arrow, but he's not Green Arrow yet.
yet.
They're going to allow him to be that eventually in the show and not end it when he becomes it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So I was really
Like,
excited.
even the
Just like,
city isn't called Star City right away. It's called Starling City.
yes, but you know, I see that they're going to go in this direction, and I'm like, okay, we're reaching something that I've been wanting for a long time, which is live action superhero weekly television.
Yeah.
You know, and for the longest time, I was kind of like, well, the best I'm ever going to get is Smallville. Like that's it. Something along those lines where they're kind of ashamed of what they are, kind of, sort of. I mean, you talk to everybody on that show, they're proud of Superman and proud of, the legacy of that character, and they
Yeah.
felt they were adding to it. But the people that were the showrunners, the network, they didn't want to be a superhero show.
No.
So saw I saw Arrow
Excuse me.
as well. They're softening up on that a little bit. So job well done. Cool, cool. We're let's watch this. Let's let this succeed so that way we can get least let this continue, and then by that show succeeding, the floodgates would open to even more. In 2 years after this, we'd get a straight up, it's the Flash, and he's got a costume, and he's
Yeah.
he's Barry Allen, and he's got the Flash suit on, and he's the
What's
Flash.
always funny to me, and this didn't happen for forever, but like, was it CBS that had Supergirl at first?
Yes,
The president, and then I can't remember who had. Was it the CW that had Black Lightning right away? It just
yes,
wasn't in the Arrowverse. So I
yeah,
like when the CBS had Supergirl,
Supergirl.
and then I can't remember, something else had Stargirl also. I can't remember what had
Yeah,
that. And then
and then Fox had Gotham.
and then Fox had Gotham, but like, and then they hadn't added Black Lightning yet. The president of the CW went, "We are not just going to be the superhero channel. We are not taking any more." And then they got Supergirl, Stargirl, and Black Lightning within like 2 years.
One of us, one of us,
us.
one of us.
I was like, "Good luck with that one, jackass. That's what people come to this TV show for.
Yeah,
This channel
you're
for.
no
What do you
longer
like
getting the
about?"
beautiful. You're no longer getting the beautiful, popular kids. You
No.
got us. That's what you're
Like,
getting.
give or take, you still had Supernatural, which still got people like us, but you also had the women swooning over Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki,
Right.
so you had a little of both.
Yeah, and I mean, and in Arrow, as we'll get to it,
He's a handsome
women
man.
women watch the show for Stephen Amell. I mean,
my mom.
even I kind of said, like, when I watched the show, like, I can tell this is still a CW show because how many shirtless workout scenes do we really need?
I introduced my mom to Supernatural, and then she immediately went, "That Jensen Ackles guy is like very attractive." And then I went to bed, and she didn't have to work. I woke up at 4:30 in the morning to get ready for work. She was still watching that. And then I was like, "You're not a superhero person." She's like, "Yeah, but I see you watching like 6 different shows," because this was in the height of when it was on every day of the week, and I was reviewing it for a YouTube channel. Never doing something like that ever again. But that was 22 episodes of like 5 different shows.
Before my channel, I just did. I still have the page. I just don't update it as frequently as I used to. But like, I didn't want to do. I wanted to do something that was exclusive to the Facebook page. So I would review the CW verse like every week. Like, I would watch. Like, the following week, I would review all 3. I would only watch Arrow, Flash, and Legends of Tomorrow, because it ended up getting so much. But I'm like, here's these 3. Here's my thoughts on all of them.
Yep.
Yeah. Just to kind of do something where it's like, well, here's something to keep you coming to the Facebook page.
Yeah.
And then eventually, I just kept falling behind on it, and I'm like, I want to watch this at my leisure. It started becoming work.
It was to the point of
I like the shows, but it was becoming work to go like, I'd really like to just binge watch these,
Yeah.
But
it got to the point of where when I did it, we're like, okay, I am okay with doing Arrow, Flash, and Legends. Like, I like Supergirl and the other stuff, but we're only doing those. But like, I'm like, Mom, I'm not going to say I am doing this because you're a woman, but I think I can get you to like Arrow within an episode. She's like, really? Like, I think you'd like Arrow. Just trust me. So we turn Arrow on and we start watching. And my mom watches Stephen Amell do that salmon ladder shirtless, and she goes, "What's that guy's name?" I'm like, "Mother and Head is Stephen Amell." She goes, "He is very attractive." And not quite the same thing, but that weekend when I came home from work, she was watching it, and I'm like, I got my mom to watch something superhero related. Fuck girl.
There's a gnat keeps landing on my face, and it's annoying.
All good.
So basically, for the first definitely in the first season. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch when this kind of stopped.
Okay.
But for the first three, maybe four seasons, I might be mistaken, and when we cover the other seasons,
Yeah.
we'll know for sure. But the show would alternate between the past and the present a lot.
They did all the way up to 5 because he was there for 5
Five,
years. Yeah. After that, they did future tense stuff because it was storyline things with the future of stuff going on with his
yes,
kids.
exactly.
Yeah.
Um, so basically, the whole story is Oliver Queen, rich, douchey playboy, goes out with his douchey rich family on their yacht. He's dating Dinah Laurel Lance,
Yes. Yes.
and takes her sister with him. So she's cheating on, or he's cheating on
Who
her.
I forget. They had a different actress for the very first episode, and then it's Katie Lotz for the rest of it.
Yeah. And Katie did such an amazing job
Oh
in that
yeah.
role, and she's one of the sweetest human beings you'll ever meet. Um,
Yes.
but anyway, so they get shipwrecked. The ship goes down. They get shipwrecked. Oliver finds himself on an island, trying to survive. He's been the pampered, sheltered, rich playboy, and it keeps going back to the island while also coming back into the present tense where he becomes the vigilante known at that time as the Hood.
Yes.
And he was given a book by his father on the ship of all these names of rich, wealthy people that are corrupting Starling City.
Mm-hmm.
And, they kind of used, and I see why they did it, because it's like, it it works that way. They used Oliver Queen as and the Hood, the Arrow, Green Arrow, whatever, whatever you want to call it. He wasn't Green. He would become Green Arrow, but he wasn't Green Arrow yet.
Yeah.
As kind of a Batman substitute at that point.
Oh, yeah.
They really, really tried to make it Batman a lot. And I didn't have a problem with that. And I understood why they're doing that because fucking it's Batman. Most people like Batman. Most people can get into when they see vigilante justice taking place and in that sort of form, they like Batman. So they went a very dark Batman sort of direction.
What I love about that though is everyone's like, he's dark and brooding like Batman. I love how they always do that part. He's just like Batman. I'm like, no one ever talks about for like 6 of those or like 8 seasons he did. He just point blank murdered people all the time. Something Batman doesn't do.
Yeah, yeah. He didn't have a no kill rule.
No one ever brought that up though in the Batman comparison. I always loved that.
So, but hey, rich billionaire playboy vigilante makes sense.
It does.
To do it like Batman. Then they started doing some real big things like Batman, which again, I get why this would turn some comic fans off.
I mean, when he adopted the acrobat from the circuit.
That never happened.
I know.
But like when you literally had the League of Shadows and Ra's al Ghul in there, I had a friend who's like, I can't watch this, fucking either make a Batman show or do something with Green Arrow's Rogues Gallery, quit fucking borrowing from Batman.
That's to the point where you and me both know Green Arrow somewhat, right?
Somewhat. Green Arrow was never like one of my favorite characters. Like I didn't ever dislike Green Arrow, but Green Arrow wasn't like somebody that I had on my pull list. I had like one Green Arrow action figure as a kid just to play Justice League, but he wasn't. There's not a lot of Green Arrow collectibles in this here in this here basement.
Do you know what else there's also not a lot of?
What?
Usable, recognizable Green Arrow villains.
True.
Like, those people that bitched about that was like, they should use this extensive roast gallery. I'm like, name 5 that they didn't use on the show. Exactly!
So, show starts out. His dad, there's a lot to take in season 1. Like us talking about it is no substitute for watching it.
No.
But like in episode 1, Dad gives him the book of the names.
Episode 1 is rough.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, like, it set a tone.
People like to forget that his dad blew his own brains out
yes.
for this kid.
Yeah. And, he's trying to take down all these rich elites that are corrupting, that are failing that city. And he would always, when he would confront them, he would say say their name and say, "You have failed this city."
Yep.
And it really, it kind of, the first few episodes, it really followed kind of what you would call somewhat of the Smallville pattern. It was the freak of the week is what they would always call in Smallville. And while I wouldn't necessarily call it a freak in the sense of the show Arrow, but for a while it was just kind of like, and here's this, and this billionaire is doing this, and he's running drugs, and this one's running sex trafficking, and this one's running, giving weapons to terrorists, and then this and that, and this and that, and this and that, and then, and it was just kind of that. And then about midway through the season, I want to say, you start seeing that there's a bigger story about them essentially
wanting to blow up the poor section of the city.
Yes, which was the ghetto section of Starling City called the Glades.
Yes.
And essentially there was this, the undertaking, and you're wondering, what is that? And essentially it was, they're going to blow it up and kill all the people to
improve the city.
Yeah. Something that happens a lot in major cities. Gonna blow up
the poor's just not there anymore. Let's get some building complexes going.
Yeah. The poor's are not there. This would be a great place for a shopping center. Let's get a Best Buy there.
Let's not build housing. No. We need another hot topic.
Yeah. Ironic, isn't it?
Yeah.
We need a couple Starbucks, a Jimmy John subs, and a Best Buy there.
God.
But anyway. Good urban development. And then later on the island, and this was like my kind of sort of moment, like when you first meet him on the island, is Oliver meets a man named Slade Wilson.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yes! All right, this is 2012, so there was yes. Then.
Might be my favorite version of Slade Wilson.
Oh, absolutely. Like, Manu Bennett, grand fucking slam.
Crushed it.
Like, that is what Slade is supposed to be.
That was so good.
But he was still Slade. He wasn't Deathstroke.
Yes. That's what,
again,
I think that was one of those things where his name didn't go over well. I believe that was part of that situation.
True, and again, it's like, well, it goes back to the whole premise of, the show when they first put it out, before they eventually once they had Flash, once they had Legends, they're just like, fuck it. He's Green Arrow, everybody.
They did eventually call him Deathstroke, because I remember Barry at one point making fun of him for one of his Oliver's people being called Deathstroke. So they do call him it eventually. I don't remember when.
Yeah, but for that first season, I want to say he was just Slade Wilson, which, again, We're still not all the way for the nerds, you guys.
He still had his eye. He wasn't there yet.
Yeah, exactly. Slade comes back, and I want to say he's like trying to keep the undertaking going or something. I can't.
That's in. Oh man,
The undertaking is what ends season 1.
is what
Like,
ends season 1, and then he wanted to do. Oh man, I'd have to go back on it. He wanted to basically do more of it because he floods the entire city with Mirakuru soldiers. I don't know if he wanted
yeah,
to like take over the city completely. I gotta watch back on it. It's been
yeah.
a hot minute.
But along the way, Oliver recruits some allies. He recruits, Felicity Smoke, who it was a comic character, and kudos to like the people that go through the years and years of DC canon to find Felicity Smoke, kind of a really nothing happening seaside character from Firestorm to go, we can use that.
Yep.
So kudos to whoever made that call. And then John Diggle, you know,
Yes. Who everyone thought was going to end up being, well, Diggle was just a nickname. My real name is John Stewart.
and and to be fair, he would have made a great John Stewart.
And he kind of half-ass eventually because, like, they come this close to making him a Green Lantern toward the end of all that. Like, they show a green box pop up in front of him, and then they kind of go back on it later on. But you are correct. He would have made an unbelievably good John Stewart.
Yes. But so he kind of, Team Arrow gets assembled. He has, essentially Felicity is his Oracle. Is it
Overwatch.
Oracle his becomes Overwatch, but
Yes.
that's his version of Oracle. Or if
I
you're
did
a
like
criminal
when they
minds,
were thinking of names, they had Oracle on the board in the background in marker.
or if you're a Criminal Minds fan, Garcia. And then Diggle becomes his pretty well his right hand man. He's not always in the field with Oliver, but he's getting his hands dirty more than Felicity would.
Yeah.
So
100%. Felicity is a bitch with one eye. I love that line so much.
So, it really the way that season 1 progressed was very good. You have a sister who falls in with the wrong crowd a lot. Season 1 really set the table. Like, other than what we get a couple years later with The Flash, like season 1 was that was what you needed with a show like that. And so we can't do an episode by episode review, but I will, thanks to the magic of some notes I took, mention some things I liked in the first season. Well, first of all, we're mentioning we forgot one of the biggest side characters was his best friend Tommy.
Oh yeah, Tommy. Yeah.
Yeah. Who?
I did like Tommy. It's just at some points they made him just there to be annoying at points.
Yes. I get it. You kind of needed him to be Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah.
You needed somebody to, or Harry Osborn. You needed that. You needed that character. But then when they kill Tommy off in season 1, it's like, kind of glad that they killed him off. Because I felt like they really needed just like this character had shelf life,
Yeah.
and they got rid of him before he spoiled.
Yeah. And I had a good feeling it wasn't
Because
Mickey
it was
Mouse.
fucking onwards and upwards with fucking with the
Side
I don't
characters.
want to say mainstream DC heroes, but
Yeah.
like when you were eventually getting Mr. Terrific, and when you were eventually getting uh
3 different versions of Black Canary, and they were all good.
yeah, 3 different versions of Black Canary, when you eventually brought in
Wild Dog, you had
Arsenal,
Ragman,
yeah.
Arsenal, Speedy, White
Well,
Canary.
actually, Arsenal and Speedy, he would. So they brought in Roy eventually,
Yep.
and Roy, goes to the Arsenal moniker
Yep.
right away, so that way his sister can be Speedy.
Mm-hmm. Which, if you're gonna call one of the 2 of them Speedy versus Arsenal, like, I think the names fit pretty well. You're not gonna call the girl that could like get snapped in half by the other guy Speedy in the one Arsenal. Like, I get why they did that.
Yeah, but I remember like in season 1, like remember remember my old nickname for you, Speedy. And it's like I remember just kind of being like, this was before that meme because it was before that movie, but it was I was kind of here almost preluding to Captain America. Like I understood that reference.
It was good.
It wasn't a thing yet, but I understood that
And
reference.
Willa Holland, I had a crush on her at first when that girl cut her hair short and finally started actually going out in uniform. My God, that woman's beautiful. Oh, that woman was beautiful.
Yeah. Even though with how old her character was, you felt like Chris. If you, there were times where it made it seem like Chris Hansen's going to walk through the door.
I know, like I know you're
like
actually 25.
Yeah. But I just remember like there were sometimes like I'm seeing that and I'm like that kind of gave me the heebie-jeebies. Not so much because I know she was of legal age and she's an adult woman and she's but there are times like I'm like seeing these things like she's supposed to be 16.
Supposed to be.
What the
Supposed
fuck?
to be.
So that rubbed me the wrong way at times. I get it. I get what they're going for. But it's still kind of. Of all the things that they were looking out for, all the things that they couldn't do, that the network wouldn't let them do on a violence side, I found myself going, how are you getting away with that?
CW, man.
Yeah.
CW, man.
Yeah.
I repeat, started off the show with the dad blowing his brains out in front of his kid.
That's true. So, yeah, do you have any memories that, favorite moments from season 1 that you want to share?
The lie detector bit when they were trying to catch him, I always thought was really good. The talk when the first chat in that episode where I can't remember who his mom was dating.
What? Yeah, like he had like a boyfriend, and Oliver had the tension with the boyfriend because
he was a good guy. He was a good guy.
Yeah,
in the end. I just loved how he was like, "Well, how did you?"
Wait, for me, that was her new husband.
It was her new husband.
New husband, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like he says something to Oliver, and he's like, "All right, and how long have you been sleeping with my mother?" He's like, "Bah!" Like that tension-filled dinner where he's also like, "Well, I think the guy needs a name." He's like, "That is stupid." Like, you're just saying that. Eventually, you need to have a moment where you call yourself Green Arrow and Malcolm shoots you a look. They never quite did that, but it was still pretty good.
Yeah, and John Barrowman is Malcolm Merlin, and he would go on to become a much bigger character, and he did have a big role in The Undertaking, but dude, like I'm not a Doctor Who fan, and I know that's where John Barrowman's bread and butter is, but
he was good.
He was really good. Like, I wanted to go meet him at a convention, but the line was out the door for because of all the Whovians, and I'm
Yeah.
like, cool.
Yeah.
That for me, the Arrow fan, but okay.
Yep. Yeah, him as the Dark Archer, Malcolm Merlin was a fantastic first villain.
Yeah.
And like the stuff that Ollie got put through, that they really didn't replicate how much he got put through again until they had Adrian Chase as Prometheus later
Yeah.
on, which was a very
And
different
then,
version of Prometheus, but was still really
and there's a
good.
really big, we're only talking about the season 1, but then there's that really big bombshell that gets dropped.
Which
Um,
one?
the one where Malcolm's actually Thea's father.
Oh yeah, where he actually finds out that like the mom had a couple of different things going on.
Yeah. And speaking of, well, first of all, my first episode, just because I'm like a super nerd and I always pop for this kind of shit when I see it. They were talking about like this kid, this criminal got let off, or this white collar criminal got let off, and they're like, like, oh well, it's Judge Grell's on the take, and I remember saying Grell,
Mm-hmm.
Mike Grell being one of the most famous Green Arrow artists.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I love seeing that kind of shit.
Oh yeah.
Those little homages, like
Oh yeah.
Kane County is what Gotham City's in,
Yes,
and
that
you
stuff
know,
is great. I also like how in their
street names is
universe,
like Adams Road and O'Neill Drive.
yeah,
It's like, yes.
I love how in their world that Oliver thought Batman was an urban legend. I'm the original vigilante. I'm the guy that does that.
Um,
But what? God, man, everything in the past with Man
and then
Bat,
also
and
in the like when they're doing the police sketch,
yes.
it's a Mike Grell sketch.
Oh, nice. I did not know that.
Yeah, you can even see his name on there. But
Oh,
yeah, it's a Mike Grell sketch.
Nice.
So that was cool.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm trying to think.
there was one episode and this was towards the middle of this. I think it was like right before they took their like mid-season break or close to it. This was 13 years ago now, so I don't really remember it. Jeez, 13 years ago. But Diggle and Felicity are kind of telling Oliver, your mom's not really clean.
Yeah.
And, Oliver, because that's his mother, doesn't want to believe it.
Nope.
And I remember just like having the big oh shit on that cliffhanger. I think it was the mid-season, but may not have been, where to end one episode, the Hood breaks into her office and says, Moira Queen, you failed to say, and then the episode ends. I'm like, no, you can't do that to me right now.
Yep.
You can't stop right now. That's no. No, you can't do that. Because I remember like that was like a big like holy shit. Like that was kind of the beginning of they were just doing Baddie of the Week, Baddie of the Week, Baddie of the Week, something looming, Baddie of the Week, something looming. That's kind of where shit started to get real.
Oh yeah.
And
I have to ask now that I'm thinking about it. They gave him to it at one point eventually when they did a future tense in Legends of Tomorrow, and it's something that made me realize like how far we go with certain superhero disguises and certain things. Like everybody talks about like the sunglasses or the glasses with Clark Kent, how they brought up the hypno glasses, where that was an old thing where they did it to be more realistic and all that. One thing that they didn't do in the show that people got really butthurt about, but I'm like, you have to realize that he got caught so much faster as the Arrow. Were you upset that he didn't have the giant beard?
not really.
Because the more I think about it, that is a very telling facial feature to have on someone.
Yeah, I wasn't too upset because I'm also it's would I have liked it? just because as a comic fan, I've been like, oh, cool, they even have that. That's awesome. Absolutely. But it's kind of going back to wrestling. It's kind of like a, you know, kind of in the same time sphere. It's like when they were using Daniel Bryan in like goofy stuff on WWE, it was kind of like one of those. Yes, there was the section of the internet fan base going like, best wrestler in the world, and he's doing a hug it out with Kane. How stupid. You know, and as someone that watched Bryan Danielson Ring of Honor, I'm kind of like, okay, well, this is not exactly what I want to see. But at the same time, I'm here going, this is WWE. They're trying to they want to appeal to these sorts of fans. I do know he did do some funny stuff in Ring of Honor, so I do know that Daniel Bryan, is a funny guy. So, like, I'm here to tell myself, like, this is fine. Like, if this was happening in Ring of Honor, I would be pissed off. But this is WWE. This is getting Daniel Bryan TV time. He's got a belt. This is getting him featured matches every week and good matches. So
absolutely.
cool. Just do the goofiness because it means he's doing stuff, every week. So I'm fine with it. I understand that they want to appeal to these people, not necessarily these people. So, but as someone that just likes him, as long as they're not just blatantly and making it. To me, they weren't making it so blatantly bad.
No.
I was okay, and I was at peace with the fact it's like, okay, well, to get my Bryan Danielson fix and know that he's going to be around, I'm okay with it. That's kind of how I felt about Oliver not having a beard.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was more like, this isn't, this is the CW, at least in 2012, before they eventually just rewrote that whole fucking playbook a couple years later with Flash and everything. I understood. It's like, this is still this is still the network for the hot teenage, popular kids to watch stuff. This is the network for the beautiful people, you guys. So they're not gonna have an over-the-top, long, goofy blonde beard on the guy. You're not gonna get a show on this network for these sorts of people when you're doing that. Mm-hmm. Would I like to have seen it? Sure. But, you can give an inch to be able to run that mile of seeing something that overall you're going to like to see. That was how I felt about it.
Whenever I had someone bring that up, they're like, yeah, I didn't have it. I'm like, cool. Do you know how easily he would have been caught and how they wouldn't have been like, oh, really? He's got this giant blonde beard and he's always in the same areas you happen to be in. And no one else in that entire fucking building had a giant blonde beard except you. He matches your height and weight profile. Like, it's one of those things where it made sense to not have it.
There was also one episode just a moment from I can't remember all the details. I need to go back and rewatch it because this got me excited about the show again.
Yeah.
There was an episode where Oliver was obligated to be somewhere, and Laurel's dad was like police detective and was really trying to deduce that it was one, he didn't like Oliver Queen.
Yep.
Because
she didn't know his daughter got his daughter killed.
Yeah. A very good reason to not be a fan of another person.
Yeah.
So, and also he was kind of a Bullock surrogate.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Kind of.
He was a little bit more likable than Bullock.
and he became very likable later on. He literally became
Yeah.
one of my favorite characters
Oh
when he
yeah.
stopped being opposing to Oliver.
But even like when he was opposing to Oliver, Bullock would Harvey Bullock is opposed to Batman because he's a vigilante, because that's against the rules, that's against the law. And if it would just kind of end there with Harvey Bullock, cool.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you kind of see he's also the I can bend the rules and be kind of a little bit and take some not so legal shortcuts cuts with my badge, but this motherfucker in the cape, no
No,
go.
no, this guy's breaking bones and stuff. I'm just taking bribes. That's different.
But he was like breaking bones and stuff too,
I know, but like
like at
not
least
to that
in terms
point.
of like I'm like thinking animated series Harvey, but
Oh,
anyway,
okay. Yeah,
yeah.
gotcha.
And Detective Lance, I appreciate him because he was consistent. You know,
And
I
then when
don't
he
like him because he's
wasn't,
yeah,
Oliver dug into him.
yeah, yeah. He didn't like the Hood for being a vigilante, and he pretty well, for the most part, kept with his moral code. He was an honest, clean cop, and he's like, that is wrong,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't fucking like it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But anyway,
Yeah, the lie
well,
detector.
one more thing, and this was like Oliver had to be somewhere else.
Oh yeah. Oh
Detective
yeah.
Lance
Yep. Yep.
was
Yep.
really, and there was this one moment where he's like,
Oh, I know what you're bringing up.
the
I know
the
what you're
the
bringing up.
Hood's got to, like, well, as long as the Hood makes an appearance, where we know the cops are, we can put a stop to that, and you know, I'll get the cops off my back. So they had Diggle be the Hood to stop whatever gun deal, drug deal, raid, whatever the thing was going to happen. Then Oliver was going to be like, no, I was at the big gala, you guys. And like, the Hood was there.
Yeah, there
Like,
was
I thought
another.
that was cool. Like, I was
Yeah,
well done. Well done.
there was another one where I can't remember what the comic book character's name is, but he's literally known for becoming other people, like disguising himself. He was a character they used like 2 times. It was once in an earlier season to do just that, and then later on when Oliver was in court as the Green Arrow. I can't remember what that character's name is. He's a white guy with brown hair. I know that helps tremendously. But like he's known for disguising himself as other people to become someone. He's like literally the chameleon, but for like just being there when you need him to be there. I can't remember what the hell the character's called.
How do you Google something like
I
that?
don't know.
Right?
Keep talking. I will attempt to figure that out.
But like, I remember that being like one of my favorite moments, because I'm just like, that's big brain move right there.
Because he fake dressed up as Tommy to appear in court to like lie for Oliver. I can't remember what the guy's name is.
um,
Oh man. Oh no, that's exactly how I can do it. What character faked being
Tommy
Tommy
Merlin.
Merlin? Who was it? Christopher Chance, the human. Christopher Chance, the human target. That's what he. That's what his name
There it
was.
is.
Got it. Okay, that's what it was. Okay.
So
Like, I couldn't remember, but anyway.
right. Um, but it started off like that was. I don't want to call it a perfect season one, because to me,
Flash season 1 was
I
perfect.
was just getting ready to say Flash season one is the perfect season one for anything.
Arrow was good. Flash was perfect.
Yeah.
Flash had a harder fall off for me though.
I I need to finish both of them, kind of, because
Oh,
once, yeah, I mean, I heard Flash got bad, which breaks my heart.
I will tell you one sentence. When
What?
Iris West goes up to Barry, and he's like, I'm the Flash. I need to do this. And Iris West, in all seriousness, and they make this a plot point going forward in that show, goes, no, Barry, you're not the Flash. We're the Flash. You collectively heard everyone give up on that show because their version of Iris sucked ass. No, Candace Patton was great. That character sucks.
So, I mean, we'll do a whole episode on the Flash, but I mentioned meeting Katie Lotz.
Oh, I can imagine she was just a tremendous human being from everything.
But I also met Iris at that same Metropolis Superman celebration.
Nice.
Both were lovely people, but Katie is like, if I didn't talk about her on our convention experience episodes, I'm going to definitely give her flowers now. She's S tier experience by far.
She's on my bucket list.
Oh, she's like super outgoing. You know,
there's a reason they gave her a show with Legends of Tomorrow,
right? And this was like I met her like when I found out she was coming back for Legends, so like that was really cool. Nice. Like I do the picture with her, and like she's really outgoing. Like and I kind of just I know my place with meeting celebrities in general, but definitely when you meet an actress,
yes,
like distance, respectful kind of thing, and like so like doing the picture, and I was kind of like tilt over just getting. She's like, no, come here, and I'm like. It's cool.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you let them give you their energy and you go off of that. And like I love when people do that and they're going through just like recently I met Tia Ballard, who was the voice of one of my favorite anime protagonists in 02 from Darling in the Franxx. And like I had already gotten her autograph through like Streamily and all that stuff during COVID. So I'm like, hey, I already got your autograph. I just really badly want to get a selfie to me. She's like, all right, awesome. She comes around the table and bear hugs me for the photo. Yeah. Like, oh, awesome!
Like she pulls me in for the the good Christian side hug, and it's so like Katie's a lovely person. But I remember texting my friend like I only got the picture with her because I like Canary more than Iris, but I said like did take a picture of the way it used to be at Metropolis. Is some of the celebrities would sign their newspaper. The Daily Planet, and legitimately legitimately their newspaper is the Daily Planet in that town.
Wow, what town is this?
This is Metropolis, Illinois.
I didn't know there was a Metropolis, Illinois. Wow, okay.
I keep saying next year you need to make the trip and we need to go.
Wow,
the Superman celebration in Metropolis, Illinois.
Huh. In Illinois, that is a lot more manageable. After this house stuff is done, that's very manageable.
It's almost in Kentucky. I'll say that much.
Okay.
But it's Illinois.
Okay. It's legally Illinois.
It's legally in Illinois, yes. But this is our umpteenth tangent. But I remember like texting a friend like, hey, I met Iris too, and he just went, Iris is awful.
Like everyone watching this, we all love Candace Patton. She is great.
She's great.
Iris sucks.
And like it was like that. Meg is awful. Like kind of how he said, like Iris is awful.
Yep. That's like I can't remember what voice actor I came up to, but I was like, man, I loved you in Blake and Blake's show, and I'm like, your character's like, yeah, he was a dick, right? I think it was Matt Shipman. For anyone who's watched Attack on Titan, he plays his character Flock. That becomes the biggest dickhead in the very last season. And as I'm walking up to him, it was like, oh, you voiced Flock. I forgot about that. He goes, yeah, I picked him as the voice because I thought he was going to die right away. And then he became the cockroach of Attack on Titans.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, Arrow, man, that was when they caught their stride of like, it was always 24 episodes, which eventually they cranked that down a little bit toward the end there because, oh boy, there was some episodes where they're like, hey, Laurel's drunk again! And like, I didn't need that, but like...
Yeah.
But it was still overall for these episodes to me really good because you had these people that were dedicated to be in shape,
Mm-hmm.
be these characters, do the stunts, the choreography
Stephen
was
Amell
good.
embraced that role so fucking well.
Yeah.
And you know, I'll just say this. I think Stephen Amell doesn't get enough credit for
No.
how good of an actor he is. You know, I mean,
Absolutely.
like Casey Jones and the Turtles, that just kind of was what
He
it was.
didn't
It
get
was
a
a,
chance to be the character either.
I mean, it was a popcorn kids movie, and it's like, hey, you kids like the Arrow show? Well, he's gonna be in the Turtles, you
If he
guys.
would have got one more movie to where he would have like had his hair more grown out, not be the detective, and actually got to act like Casey,
Yeah,
that would have been really good.
but like, and I haven't seen. I've pretty well only seen Turtles, Arrow, and Heels.
Oh,
But good lord, man, Stephen Amell is a top-notch actor, and I don't think he
yes.
gets a lot of credit for
No.
how good of an actor he is.
Go look up the scene where it's right after I can't remember what happens, but he helps Laurel get out of something, and it's when she's in. I believe it's in season 2 when he's going through all the stuff with his mom and Slade, and Laurel is like digging into Oliver for not being there for her. It is one of the best acted. Like he tears her head off, and you see him holding back tears like his character would. Like he's legitimately fighting for his life to not cry. And he's tearing her off like he's experiencing this. Like his mom is embroiled in possibly having her life ended. And I believed him.
Yeah,
And when he bitches out later on for like the one season where Lance is helping Ricardo, I believe it was Ricardo Diaz, or it's Damien Dark, where like he's going behind their backs and helping him, and he finds out about it, and all these years where he brings up about Lance bitching at him about being a bad person, and he said this entire time his version of a good father was Lance, and he hoped to be a father like him one day. And he just fucking tears his head off about all the stuff he's doing. It's so good. Oh, it was wonderful.
yes.
He's so
Um,
good.
but
Also, he has a
anyway,
fuck cancer charity that he puts on like all the time. He's also a good actor and an incredibly charitable human being.
oh yeah, yeah. Stephen Amell. Yeah, I've told the story a million times, but I found out what kind of person Stephen Amell was when I attempted to. I guess you can say I did meet him, but like when when outside factors were ruining experiences, Stephen Amell was the one trying to continue to have a
Yeah,
allow for a good experience.
yeah, yeah.
I guess we'll wrap this episode up with how season 1 ends,
Yes.
and that is I have to go back and rewatch it for all the details. But the undertaking fucking happens.
It happens. The Clades are bye
They
bye.
don't fucking stop it.
No, which I
All the
appreciated the
poor
shit out of.
yeah. Like I'm like, okay. Like there you go.
They're
Like
not
that
always gonna win. I'm okay with
like
that.
yeah. The his mom comes forth and basically says, I've been working with all these people. Here is our plan. Here is what's going to happen. It's going to happen imminently.
You found out that his dad's yacht was taken down on purpose?
Yeah, you find out that it was, yeah. Because his dad was more than likely going to blow the whistle.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why he had the book full of all these people?
Yep. And the fucking undertaking happens.
Yeah.
And the Glades with all the Poe people, kaboom!
Gone. Unreal.
Like the football stadium in Gotham City and Dark Knight Rises, he gone.
Oh, yeah.
He gone.
Oh, yeah. It's fucking nuts. I was just like,
And in the process, Oliver reveals that he's the hood to Tommy, as we mentioned before, Tommy dies.
yep.
Like that season, and I was so happy that when I ended up liking the ending more because I knew it was renewed.
Yes.
like Arrow's been renewed for 2 more seasons. So I'm like, I knew that before the season finale. So you didn't have that alphas and Firefly and you didn't have that like, well, what the fuck now kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, like I'm okay with being left on a cliffhanger
Yeah.
because I this is May or April or whatever, and I know that come October, November, we're gonna find out what happens, or at least something. We're not gonna be left high and dry like so many other series have done in the past,
Mhm.
like fucking Heels. That's a show we need to fucking cover.
Yeah, I still need to watch it. I don't. I didn't. It was on Stars, right?
It's on Netflix now if you
Oh,
have
it's
it.
on Netflix now. Okay, then I can
Yes.
actually see it then, because I was not. I love Stephen Amell, but I was not getting Stars just to watch Eagles.
It's on Netflix now. I believe that's what we
Nice.
watched it on was
Okay,
Netflix, and
nice, nice.
it's that's your homework.
Gotta watch Eagles
Watch Heels. We got to cover that. I know you're doing Bebop on your own channel, and that's fine. But for this one,
at some
I
point.
want Heels. I want
I'm okay with
Heels.
Eagles. It's 2 seasons.
3.
3 seasons. Oh, they did get a third season. Okay,
Yep.
I thought it only had 2. Okay, nice.
And then it
Did they actually get to end the show?
no. That's what sucks.
Damn it. Of
No,
course.
and it's the worst. I'll warn you now. The way it was forced to end is the fucking worst.
Did it like cut off on an episode, or did it cut off on the end of the show cliffhanger?
It cut off on an end of a show cliffhanger.
Okay.
Like that episode ends, but you find yourself going, "Well, wait a minute, what's going to happen now?" And you
Don't get
get
to.
nothing. We lost. Good day,
Day,
sir.
sir. Damn it. That
And
sucks.
then I wasn't happy that Suits LA got canceled because Steven was in it. But I remember going on the Heels subreddit and going, but
Go.
maybe
Let's.
this
Maybe
means we,
Netflix can buy Heels and let them
yeah, maybe we get. You don't even have to give us a full season. Give us a movie.
do something.
Give us a 2 hour movie and go
Tie up
loose
all the loose
ends.
ends. Yeah. Yeah, I get you.
Fucking Serenity that shit.
That was like me with. They end the final season of Arrow, setting up Green Arrow in the Canaries, and they give you one of the coolest show setups humanly possible, and the CW just went, fuck that noise that kept us alive for 8 years. No, we're not doing that. We just dedicated a whole season to set this bitch up. Get that out of here.
Did you ever watch Big O?
Yes, I have.
The ending to Heels is very Big O, like Big O-ish.
Oh no.
It's kind of like you're like you could make like can kind of be like, okay, that's more finality than what we previously had, but that's not that it's still not good.
No. That sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks.
But it is a great show.
That's good. I heard nothing but good things about it. Like CM Punk and AJ are in it, right?
Yes.
Nice. Nice. Very
But
nice.
there's your homework.
Heels. Okay. How many episodes in total?
I will Google this one for you.
I assume that's a very prime-timey type of show where it was like 10 or 12 episodes a season.
How many episodes? Heels.
A lot of those shows on those primetime networks are like, we're going to give you 8 movie-length episodes.
Episodes. Oh, I know there is only 2 seasons. Okay,
There is
I thought
only
there
one?
was 3. Yeah,
Okay.
there was only two.
Oh, they were probably going to have a third. Well, it might have been
They were going to have a
23 that I
third.
overheard
Yeah,
it, and then
they're eight each.
8 each. Oh, that's not bad at all then.
Yeah. So there was only.
Nice.
For some reason, I thought there was three, and then they wanted to. No, that was Glow, where it was three, not a. And then they canceled it on without tying up loose ends too.
Glow, I heard nothing but good things about too.
It's don't. We're way off the arrow track, but it's
I
fine.
know.
Um, Heels is more of a show. Wrestling fans will like Heels more than Glow, in my opinion.
Gotcha.
They're both good enough shows that if you're not a wrestling fan, you can get into it and it's good. But Heels feel like more wrestling fans will be into Heels.
You get more of the backstage drama and all that
Yes.
kind of stuff. That's
Yes.
what I was figuring.
Whereas Glow is more. Glow's more of like a. Glow could be done with anything, and they chose ladies wrestling. And, there's some cool stuff
Okay.
for wrestling fans, and, but Glow is. You could replace the wrestling with something else, and that show would still work. Heels is wrestling. This show would not work without wrestling in it. If that makes
Gotcha.
sense.
I get what you're saying.
So yeah, that is it for us this week. Thank you all for tuning in. If you enjoyed, please like, share, subscribe. Follow me on social media. Twitter at athletic_geek89 and Instagram at athleticgeek89. Social media.
You can find me everywhere at Organo Zero, mainly on Twitch and YouTube. If you are into Ghost of Yote, new PlayStation game coming out in like 18 days, you can follow my Twitch channel for that. I'll be doing a giveaway. All you have to do is be watching and subscribe during the time of the giveaway. $5 to win something that's worth 80. And if you like cosplay at all, check over on my Instagram at Organoid Zero, where I try to do stuff more regularly. Once all my house stuff is paid off next year, I have 2 cosplays figured out. One of them was mentioned in the show. It probably won't take you much to figure it out, but it's a very cheap cosplay, and I can get it all made by one person, so we'll go on from
Arrow.
there. But yeah, I found it all in one place to do it, so I just
Okay.
need to have funds available.
I've thought about doing Arrow, but I need to lose a lot of weight. I'm one of those. If I'm doing a superhero, I want to be in shape, and at this point, to be in Arrow shape, I'm gonna have to either take performance enhancing drugs or diet for a long time.
I always tell people, you feel as comfortable as you need to feel. That's
That's
what I
fine.
always tell people.
I want to be the guy who goes, and he's in shape for it too.
There is a reason why I wear cosplays that have trench coats. And I'm not exactly a huge dude, but like everyone's like, you love Gurren Lagann so much, you should cosplay Kamina. Hell no! Am I cosplaying a guy who just like looks like the coolest dude on the planet, wears nothing but a cape? No! I'm skinny, but no!
Well, on that note, thank you all for tuning in. We will see you next time.